Well, Catherine and Joe, multiple sources tipped me off that Rosfeld had turned himself in just after 5:30 this morning. In between cut-ins, which you're seeing right now live on air, we saw Rosfeld's attorney coming out of the court right over here. We ran up to him and asked for clarification about what happened. He said, yes, in fact, Rosfeld turned himself in early this morning. He said it was closer to 6 o'clock this morning. I asked him about his mindset, where his head is, if he is claiming that this was in fact self-defense, and he said he couldn't share that information with us because this is obviously an ongoing situation, ongoing investigation. But we've been trying to get the paperwork for Rosfeld going back and forth into the clerks. We made an announcement after talking with the clerks, trying to observe the general reaction from people inside here, and they just smiled. They said simply, justice is now being served. The family has called multiple times for Rosfeld to be charged. We spoke with a family member yesterday who said that ultimately they wanted Rosfeld charged and convicted. He has now officially been charged with criminal homicide. And if you're just joining us right here on Channel 11 News, Target 11's Rick Earl actually broke this news over the last 45 minutes that East Pittsburgh police officer Michael Rosfeld has been charged with criminal homicide in connection to the shooting death of 17-year-old Antwon Rose Jr. We've reported multiple times that Antwon Rose Jr. was spotted running from that traffic stop. The investigation played out. Investigators determined that he was not armed. Rose was shot 3 times in the back. And I want to get to more information right now as this is all playing out and people are just arriving here to the courthouse. Now, we also just confirmed over the last 15 to 25 minutes that attempted homicide charges have now been filed against Zywan Hester in the North Braddock drive-by shooting that happened shortly before Antwon Rose was shot in East Pittsburgh. Hester is 17. He was in the car with Rose before those teens ran away. And there's a lot of police activity right now as police are rolling up right here in front of Municipal Court. A lot of car alarms going off as well. Now, we do know that that teenager, the 17-year-old, is now in police custody. So this is an ongoing investigation. We've been talking with a lot of people who say their hearts are heavy, but they're also feeling grateful as they say this is just the beginning of justice, as they have called for some time now that Michael Rosfeld should be charged. Again, Michael Rosfeld charged with criminal homicide in the shooting death of 17-year-old Antwon Rose, and also breaking over the last 30-some minutes, the teenager who was with Antwon Rose minutes before he was shot by an East Pittsburgh police officer is now in custody. That suspect, just 17 years old, was wanted in connection to the drive-by shooting that happened just minutes before Rose's death. Now, we've been there from the very beginning. I was actually there last week as this was all breaking when we first arrived to that neighborhood, Grandview Avenue, and we spotted neighbors just crying, outwardly expressing their emotions, saying that this was wrong, that this should have never happened. And many of you have seen that video on Facebook and Twitter and social media of the play-by-play of the shooting. We do want to note, though, we did not see what happened moments leading up to that shooting. There have been a whole lot of rumors. We're going to stay on top of this, work to talk to more folks out here. A very heavy emotional event right now. But Michael Rosfeld, again, arrested and charged with criminal homicide in connection to the shooting death of 17-year-old Antwon Rose Jr. Back to you.